Hey Bunnies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Randzo Mahwayi, and without wasting your time, let's get straight into this video. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are completely fine, and I pray that by the name of Jesus Christ that this video blesses you and it meets you at your point of expectation, and that whatever you're going through, that whatever I say assists you in whatever you're going through. You know, I think we've all had a person in our life or a situation that we've experienced that is literally like out to get you. Like, it could be that friend that always has something bad to say about you, always brings you down at every chance they get. Like, or it could be a family member that just always ruins your life. If once they get the chance to ruin your life, they just want to ruin your life, ruin your day, ruin your moment, take away your shine. They just don't want to see you having the spotlight. We've all experienced that. Like, we've all experienced someone trying to be above us at all times, and they will do whatever it takes, whether or not this person is your family or not. They just try to take away your shine. Now imagine this is your uncle. Your uncle decides that, oh, let me take you in because I can tell you in a problem. You're having a little bit of a problem. I take you in. And then in the olden days, it was allowed that people marry their cousins. So then you see that cousin and you're like, fine girl, I want to do something with you, okay? I want to marry you, right? Then you present your feelings to your uncle that, you know what, I want to marry your daughter. And as a way to get her, because at that time you don't have anything to pay for her bridal price, you decide, I will work for you for 7 years, working for you for 7 years, and then on the 7th year, this man decides, no man, it was actually nice to have someone working for me for free, yabo. Like, I didn't have to pay them anything, I didn't have to lift a finger. This person is actually, like, they are actually working for me and laboring for me for free. Obviously that person is gonna now want to make your life even. Okay, now it's time for you to marry the cousin that you want. There's another cousin that is older than the cousin that you want. Then that cousin that is older than the cousin that you want, you decide no. Your uncle decides no. This free thing, I'm enjoying it, and then he decides to trick you and use culture against you and marries you off to the older the older daughter. And in the past, when you made a covenant with someone, that is your husband, that is your wife. The moment you sleep with them, that is your wife, that is your husband, and it's sealed. And especially because they also had like a celebration, a ceremony, rites of passages were done with this specific woman. So that is literally your wife. And then he finds out the next day that actually this is my older cousin, not the cousin I want. Okay, the older cousin now the older cousin now also, she's put into this. And then now I don't know if the older cousin knew that, like, what's this, my cousin doesn't want to marry me. He actually wants to marry my younger sister. I don't know if she knew, but hey man, she found herself in that situation. Now because she found herself in that situation, the uncle feathers to trick this man and say, you know what, I'll give you the younger cousin, no problem, no stress, I'll give you the younger cousin, I will make her your wife, but you are gonna work an additional 7 years on top of the 7 years that you've already worked. Okay, now you've worked for your younger cousin for 14 years, for her to be your wife. Mind you, on top of her being your wife, you now have a bonus wife. So you have an unwanted polygamy because of someone who, I don't know how to explain this guy's heart, but hey man, he did that. He put you in an unwanted polygamy. Now obviously because you, and I'm not justifying his actions, but like obviously because you wanted to marry a specific person, you gotta show more love towards that specific, the other person. The problem lies when this man starts to give this older cousin a lot of kids. It's like, anyway, so now this man is married to two of his cousins, right? One of the cousins he did not want to marry, and it's the cousin that he wanted to marry. And then I'm not gonna go into the dynamic of his marriages because it just throws the whole story away. My focus is on his uncle, the uncle and the guy. Okay, the uncle and the guy. It's now after 14 years of him working for the younger cousin. We are now in the 15th year. He decides to go to the uncle with the proposition. Remember, he doesn't have anything and he's been laboring for his uncle for 14 years without being paid. He wasn't getting paid at all. He only started negotiating his wages in the 15th year. And then his negotiation was that, okay, so I want the sheep that are not like, they don't have like, so there's a clear sheep, like a sheep with clear what do you call, is it sharing? Let's say, okay, because sheep is too complicated for me to explain, I'm gonna use cows. Let's say there are full black cows and then full white cows, and then the cows with the different patterns, ne? You say you can keep the full black and full white cows, ne? I want the cows that have weird patterns going on, ne? Uncle's like, nah, that's not a problem, that's fine, right? But the uncle, because he's a trickster, he's like, not on my watch, because if I give you the patterned cows, you are going to become rich, and you might possibly even become richer than me, because you have been the one that has increased my flock over the 14 years, you know? So then he decided, no man, you're not gonna go off that easily. He's like, okay, I'm going to take my sons, ne? Then I'm going to take my sons, I'm going to tell my sons that, my sons, I want you guys to take all the male weird patterned cows and take them somewhere to graze somewhere else. So obviously, for a baby cow to come into life, you need a male and a female cow. If you take away the male and you just have the female cow, there's not a production. What does that mean? That means that your flock will stay the same forever and ever. It's not gonna grow. But his flock will stay growing because why, there's male and female and they can reproduce. Mind you, you are still gonna work for him for 6 years, for 6 more years, and this man keeps on changing, because now you're getting paid. This man keeps on changing your wages 10 times. 10 times he's changing your wages. Naming he's gonna give you 100 rands. Next week he's giving you 150. The other week he's giving you 50 rands. He just keeps on. He's not consistent. He's being terrible to you, basically. And then obviously now we come to the part where God shows favor over your life all the time. Oh God, one thing about God, God will show up. He will show up. So God is like, you know what? I see you. I see that you're going through a little bit of a problem here with your uncle. He's cheating you, he's tricking you. He has tricked you into being in a polygamy. He has he's tricked you into being in a polygamy. 2 wives. 1 wife is already a problem. 2. And it was not your intention. It was not your intention to have 2 wives. He tricked you into having 2 wives. He's now tricked you into having a flock that does not grow. So not only is he cheating you of a peaceful marriage, he's now cheating you from having a growth and wealth. Okay, God's favor. Okay, God's favor comes in, and then you see, you know what? Actually, if I come up with a way for the black and whites to sort of mate with the weird patterned cows, we can find a way for them to produce other weird pattern. And for some odd reason, he prayed, like he had a dream, and in the dream the black and white cows were mating with the weird patterned cows, and the outcome of that was the weird patterned cow babies, right? And obviously when you're having a small cow baby, you're not only going to get females as the produce or the outcome, you're going to get males, and when those males grow, they can make other kids with the, animals mate with whoever, honestly speaking. So you can have a bull now amongst the cows and everything. So yeah, then eventually now he obviously, that dream was actually God showing him that, you know what, this is how I'm gonna bless you. I'm gonna bring in I'm gonna make sure that the full black and white cows do mate with your weird color patterned cows, and they're gonna produce only cows that have the weird pattern as a whole. Because another part of the agreement was that the cows must not produce he must never find a cow that produces patterned anything, in his, something like that. Something like that. But yeah, God still showed him favor. God increased his flock, and then he realized at some point that, you know what, actually this whole thing of me staying with my uncle and he's just staying with my uncle, it's not gonna work. I have to take my congregation, my wives and kids. Need I mention, this man has 12 kids. Yeah, he has 12 kids. Mind you, the wife that he had, like the wife that had that the younger cousin, had he just like maybe had that younger cousin, he would only have 1 child and then it would be done. But now he has 2 wives, and the wives brought other wives, so now he has 4 wives. Personally, I blame the uncle, because had he just had 1 wife, maybe the other wife would have just been waiting on the Lord, and they would have been in prayer. But then again, point of the matter is now he has to take all 4 of his wives, his sons and daughters, camels and what and flee. But then the uncle the uncle is now wishing like the worst, because he doesn't want his flock to grow. He doesn't want this man to be wealthy. He wants to be the wealthiest in the family, especially because he is the guy is like a product of a wealthy lineage. Like his father was wealthy, his grandfather was wealthy, and God promised his grandfather that everyone who is part of your lineage will be blessed and have favor. The uncle heard with the sound of the wind that they have run away. He's like, who ran away? Not on my watch. Not on my damn bloody watch. He's like, I'm going to fetch them. I'm going to bring them back here. And then on his way, God was like, my child, you are going to ruin my child. One thing about God, when it comes to his children, he does not play. God literally warned the uncle Guti, you will not touch my son. You will not touch my son. You will not say Yazin. You will not. And all the plans that he had to harm him was he diminished them completely. So the most important thing that you can take from the story of, by the way, I'm telling the story of Jacob and Laban, right? The uncle's name is Laban, the guy's name is Jacob, and the two women, the younger cousin is Rachel, and the older cousin is Leah. Guys, one thing I took from this whole entire story is that you could find yourself in a whole lot of chaos, in a whole lot of problems, in a whole lot of masters. You could just find yourself in a terrible situation that you never intended for it to get to that point. You never intended for it to get to a point where it overwhelms you, but it just gets there and it gets out of control. And you may not know how to act in a way that could solve the situation and not harm people, because at the end of the day, that's his uncle. At the end of the day, these are people that he married. He can't just run away from that problem. He can't run away from the issues that he's currently facing. And the thing is, even if he were to run away from everything and go back where he came from, he also still has a problem. So sometimes you find yourself where you can't run away from anything that you're currently facing. But I promise you, God sees you even in the most chaotic environments. Even though you're going through so much chaos, even though it's so difficult to reach you, God will still find you. God will still find ways to protect you. Like, even though people might plot against you, they might want to see you not succeeding, want to see you not getting better in life, want to see you stuck in the same position, God will come through. God will show his face. He will never leave you. He will always be by your side. And I know this because I've seen it with so many people in the Bible, including Jacob. Like, as much as Jacob is not a perfect human being. He's far from perfect. He has done quite a number of mistakes, but he still has favor in the eyes of the Lord. He still had masters. He still had God showing up for him. And even when people were taking advantage of his heart and what, like, his work and everything, and they weren't seeing what, or rather the uncle was taking advantage of the fact that he can work and his family, and I can take advantage of him, I can make him work for free. Even though you are at that point in life and you're being taken advantage of, people are not appreciating you and people are not giving you what you actually deserve. They're giving you less of what you actually deserve. It's okay. God really does see you. And if there's anything about God, God has a timeline. He has a timeline. You just need to neglect your own timeline, let go of your own timeline, and allow his timeline to come into the chat. Allow God to be the one that handles the storyline. Just surrender everything to God. Give everything to God. Give everything into the hands of God. Because I know that God always shows up. I've seen that God shows up, and I know that even in whatever you are going through currently, he will definitely show up. Whether it be academics, whether it be financial struggles, whether it be your marriage, anything, God will show up. He will come through, even at the times where you least expect it, at the times where you don't expect God to show up. He will show up and he will make a plan for you. That's one thing I know. I know the God I serve, and I can be sure that whatever he has done for Jacob, Abraham, whoever in the Bible, he will do it for you. He sees you. He sees you. And every single time you try to run away from your destiny, God will bring you back. He will bring you back. He knows where you're supposed to be. Trust him. Even though it's difficult, even though you're walking into a fiery furnace, trust God with everything that is within you, because He will show up. He will come to you. He will show up. He will make sure that you don't stay stuck in the same position forever. I know that it may not feel like it. It may feel like the problem in the situation you're currently facing is gonna last forever, but I promise you, it doesn't last forever. Even a bad season, like personally, I don't like winter. Oh my word, anybody that says they love winter, I think you need to be evaluated, because what do you mean you like the cold? You like the cold? No, please, no, something is wrong. Because even with winter, it doesn't last forever. Summer does not last forever. Autumn, whatever, none of those seasons last forever. They come for a specific period and they leave. So what makes you think that whatever you're going through, it's gonna last forever? It will not last forever. And sometimes you're the reason why it's gonna last forever, because you refuse to let go of it. Let go. Let it go. Let it be like a dove that you hold onto your hand to release. Release it and let it go. Because I promise you, when you came into this world, you came into this world with a purpose. Even though there will be attacks over your life, even though there may be hindrances over your life, I promise you, you will get through it. You will get through it. You will walk out of it victorious. And another thing is, sometimes we also don't allow ourselves to walk out of things victorious because of our minds. Sometimes you've already failed something even before you do it, because in your mind you've already told yourself that this is too difficult. I've seen other people going through this difficulty and I can't do it. But then why aren't you allowing yourself to be the exception? Why aren't you allowing yourself to be the story that's different, that the story that does not go through the same path as other people? Why aren't you allowing yourself to train your mind to walk into situations that are difficult with the I can do this mentality? I can walk out of this victorious. I do not have to adopt everybody's story. My story is different. My story is unique, and everything that happens into my life is fully in the hands of God. No other entity has control over my own life. Me and me alone, I have control over my own life, and that's it. That is it. I hope everything that I said really taught you something. I hope that you gained something, that you enjoyed my storytelling, and I hope you always remember that in everything, whether people want you to go down, they want you to go under, remember that life is tough, but God is tougher. God is tougher, and I promise you, whatever you're going through, you're gonna come out of it victorious. You're gonna walk out of it, and you're gonna look back and you're gonna think to yourself, that situation really thought it could bring me down, but then again, I am a child of God, and I will walk out of it victorious. Hallelujah. Amen. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope this video blessed you, and if it did, please subscribe and do suggest more topics that I should talk about. Love and light. See you guys on the next one. Bye.